What's up, y'all?
Hello.
Hello, people of the internet. Hello, people of YouTube. Matt, yo, what's up? Welcome to another week of Rebel Base Radio. I am Nat, aka the Real Jedi Princess, and the lovely gentleman to my
other side
is Jim, aka Fulcrum in the Force, aka my bestie, aka just a great human being.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Right back at you.
Oh, thank you. And just to give another update, as because we're just not only are we like getting closer to finishing the Bad Batch, we're now less than a week close to the release of The Mandalorian season 3.
So excited.
And we're getting closer to Star Wars Celebration.
That's everything's coming up roses.
Roses.
And we deserve that after the shit that we've had to watch.
Yeah. What's up, Andrew? But no, what's insane to me is that we're closer to Celebration, and it feels like I just bought my ticket yesterday.
Yeah. I remember when we were just like, everybody started planning it like right at the beginning. And it's just like, oh my God. And we were all like, I remember me and please, Matt, he's going to try and behave himself this time. That went all over the place last week in the stream, so that was fun. It wasn't demonetized, so there's something, I guess.
Oh, that's a good thing. I apologize for my.
So yeah, it was the whole craziness of the tickets go on sale at this point, and everybody
and they were selling out and
like crazy, and we both me and Cass, who's here. She sat just off screen there. No one can see her. She waving. We were both like on our phones, like trying to get the tickets and trying to make trying to make sure that we got our weekend tickets. So yeah, it was just absolute madness, and the fact that they went in like half an hour.
Yeah, it was the full day, because I remember still being in line, and then finally I got in, but all the 4-day passes were gone, so I had to buy them individually. I had to buy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which all in all was more expensive than the 4-day pass itself. So it's just like if you got a 4-day pass, you paid cheaper than paid less than I did.
Yeah.
And
it was one of those where it was just lucky, I think.
I was like the stroke of luck. It was definitely the luck. And but yeah, now we're closer. And not only that, I guess Star Wars just announced there's not going to be not another celebration until 2025.
That's crazy.
I mean, part of it makes sense to me because that's kind of how they did Celebration in years past. It was every 2 years.
That does make more sense. Like it gives time for things to build up as well.
Yeah. It gives time to build up. Because I remember Celebration was 2012. There was another Celebration until 2014, which was, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Chicago or something like that. And then 2016 was in London. And then 2017. No, they did one a year after. They did 2017 because at that point, Force Awakens was already out. Last Jedi was coming out. So they did it in 2017. But I feel like they didn't do it again until 2019.
Did it happen in 2019, though?
No, you know what? There was another one. Sheena!
Hey, Sheena.
What's up, friend? Actually, no, I think about it, there was one in 2018 because they went to Chicago the year after immediately.
Yeah.
And then 2019, I think, was Anaheim. 2019 was hiatus. It was supposed to be 2020 that was Anaheim, but then lovely COVID happened, so that didn't happen until last year. That's crazy. Now we get 2023 and then 2025, which should be Orlando. That should be Orlando again. Like there should be no other city that would be going to.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good place to have it as well. Obviously.
Oh yeah, especially with
so close and stuff. It makes sense.
Galaxy's Edge and the Galactic Star Cruiser. which they're still struggling to sell rooms, and with the whole.
I mean, that's because it's disgusting prices.
But listen to this, and they're not paying their employees well. And if you don't know the BS that's happening,
I saw that.
Disney
I
parks,
saw that.
definitely read up on it. As a former cast member, it's disgusting to see how my former company is paying their employees. But the company still loves you. They're now offering discounts for the Galactic Star Cruiser cast member discounts. Like,
right. Oh, that's nice of them, isn't it?
They're just like, but we're giving you such a 50% discount.
We're giving you a great discount on
but you
this
still have
thing,
to
so
pay
you're giving
$600.
your money that we're not paying you enough for.
And it's funny because like I think about that now, because I mean my favorite discount that I ever took advantage of when I worked there was my cruise line discount. I paid for a balcony sized room, which should have cost $2,000 for $600. Like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, that was like, it was a deal. But like the Galactic Star Cruiser, like I would be like, oh my God. Part of me was about to message a friend saying, does anybody want to go and like use your discount? But then other part of me is like, can they even afford to do this? And then I thought about it. Like, can I even afford to do it?
That's the thing as well, isn't it?
Why would you want to stay in a hotel that you work at every day? I'm not going to lie. The cast members apparently that work at the Galactic Star Cruiser are literally living the life. This is they're having like the best time ever. Like they're like,
that's because there's no customers.
That, but it's also like, you know, the people
jobs are always better when there are no customers. Also,
the people who work there are apparently like, you had to go through like Star Wars training, so you have to like be properly like notified of everything. So just kind of imagine like you're going to work, and if you're a Star Wars fan working on the Galactic Star Cruiser, you're living your life. But at the same time, I feel like I would get tired of that over a certain amount of time, and I'm just like, I love Star Wars so much. I don't want it to get like overpowered.
I mean, as someone who works for a lightsaber company, I can say there are some days where I'm like, okay, more lightsabers, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, they should give every employee one of those really attractive. Oh yeah, the ones that we see, that's not really a thing because it's a fake. No, it's they have two lightsabers. I know they do it.
They retract it, and then Rey picks up a different one.
Yeah, one of the terrible ones.
Yeah, but what's crazy to me is like the commercial when they first announced it, it went up, and I'm like, you had to go up, and now,
yeah.
But we're aside from talking about all that, we're actually here to talk about the Bad Batch.
I'd rather just carry on talking about Celebration and Mando.
No, but we do have our fellow people watching wanting us to hear our thoughts about the Bad Batch because they know we're going to have words to say. And of course, I finally just watched the episode this morning because I'm at this point, I don't know why it is. I guess it's for the Bad Batch. I'm just good at avoiding spoilers for the Bad Batch. Like anything that anyone has shared, I don't really see it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, for example, our friend Simon, Sen's Nerd, he does his reaction. I didn't even see his. Yeah. To be fair, now that I think about it, I don't think he made one because I think
he did. No, he did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it.
And then I think this was his last week for doing it, right?
This one is, yeah.
They found a kid more. Yeah. Are you guys doing the live for Mando? I'd love to. I'd be like, you know what? Because they finally announced the rest of the remaining episodes for Bad Batch and their names, and I was just like, I was gonna ask you. I'm like, should we just hop over to Mando?
Yes.
Starting next week, and
what we'll
tie
do,
it up at.
Yeah, we'll tie it up at the end. We'll do a whole thing of
the remaining episodes.
Yeah. Right at the end.
Yeah, because frankly, I want to see Grogu again, and I want to be talking about Mando again. I feel like it's such a great series, and freaking what's his Jon Favreau not finally announced it, but he announced that he's already finished the script for season 4, and that the show doesn't end with season 4; it continues after that. Which I'm not surprised because this guy's like a king at storytelling. So I'm actually like excited, but at the same time, I want more greatness out of Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Favreau. Favreau. Jon Favreau. Yeah. I wonder if he's going to show up to Celebration.
Well, I mean, he was here this week.
I know, because for the freaking Mandalorian premiere.
I was... So here's something annoying. So you remember when I went to see the first...
episode of Andor?
Yes. Same people were doing the same thing for Mando and with John, and it was on Wednesday, and I couldn't go.
I couldn't go. Work? Was it because of work?
No. To be fair, it was because of my kids. I would, but then like I still think I prefer them to Jon Favreau, only slightly though. So.
I would hope so. I mean, they're your flesh and blood.
Yeah, they can be dicks.
Well, I think if anything, they do learn from their father.
Oh, for sure. Oh, they definitely got that from me. 100%. No one would disagree with you.
It will be Bad Batch sucked again. So now on to Mando. Yeah.
I mean, we're not even going to talk. Next episode of this, we're not even talking about.
Yeah, we're not even talking about Bad Batch. It'll be the first episode of Mandalorian.
Yeah. And then once Bad Batch is all finished, we'll do one of these that's a wrap-up of Bad Batch, but still more Mando.
And if anything, I'm hoping on that episode, I'm predicting it now. I'm hoping to say that I would see a lot more cool things. Like hopefully like we see a tie-up as to what happened with Crosshair, because we still haven't seen him since the third episode.
Yep. And Cody,
we still have no idea what happened to Cody. This whole thing with Echo and Rex, no idea. And then I feel like the whole thing with Senator Chuchi didn't feel finished yet either, because there was so much going on in the Senate, which, oh my God. And of course, Gunji, freaking Gunji. Yep. Like, yeah. I need to know. Right, I'm off. Bye. I'm excited too.
Well, we don't have joy talking about Bad Batch. It's just very difficult to get pumped when it's like it's the same stuff every single week. Like we got our hopes up, and they do this to us. This entire show is a roller coaster of, oh my God, it might actually be good. No, I was absolutely wrong. It's terrible. Oh wait, no.
It's like going on a dating app, and this is like for those that go on dating apps, but it's kind of like if you make a match and you talk to them, you're like, wow, this is really nice. You're like, no, they're dicks.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I hate all men, swear off, deletes the apps. Yeah. Like, it gets very hard to trust in the episode.
It does.
So speaking about this episode, this was supposed to be, this is the tie-up to whatever shit happened last episode when they're not stupid planet with the storms. And I literally wrote, back to last week's episode and planet. Sid said she would try to help them. Number one, I'm happy I didn't see Sid this episode, but that did not even happen. No Sid was involved this episode. Oh my God. So once again, she's a heartless cunt. Oh, yeah. And this is on my channel, so I could care less.
It's on your channel. Got the hard C. Good times.
Well, I don't even think any of my videos are monetized, so I could care less.
No, but you do have to be wary of strikes against your channel for using the C word too often.
Oh, true. Sorry, YouTube.
They don't care.
But yeah, so literally, we see the four, really. It's the four Bad Batch people. Humans. Some they're just clones. They're clones.
They're clones.
Oh yeah, they're clones. And yeah, they fix up this rinky-dink motorcycle. They're like, we got to get to the other side, because it's actually, I really don't understand why they didn't think of that in the first place, because they knew the droid was on the ship. They're just like, oh, we'll just put the we'll use a tracker on the.
We can track Gonki. Like, tech. Really? You didn't think of that?
It was called... Yeah. I will say, though, with the name Retrieval, I thought either they were going to be retrieved from Sid, or they were going to retrieve their ship. So thank God it was the latter one.
Yeah, I guess. They They still didn't retrieve the stuff that they came to get in the last episode, though.
No, they did. They still have the Ipsium.
Do they?
Yeah,
I didn't
remember.
know. You know what? I only really half watched this episode. I'm not gonna lie. I was on my phone. I glanced at it a few times. I was like, "Yeah, this is bollocks," and went back to my phone. I hate it.
Yeah, no, but they did. So the Ipsium they had from last episode, the one that I was gonna say Ahsoka, my bad, Omega, the one that Omega freaking. I know. So how dare I compare? It's, but to be fair, I love Ahsoka, but she did have this like youth arrogance to her.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when we first met her. Yeah, they had the Ipsium. But it was just freaking. It's Kim and Matt. What's good?
Hello, Izzy. Thank you for that.
I'm so confused. Who's Kim and who's Matt?
Jim and Nat. Kim and Matt. She's trying to be funny.
Oh! I'm so high. I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
Oh god. That's why I've been giggling so much. But yeah, so we finally see the kid who stole the Marauder.
Yep.
Very interesting to see the markings on this kid. This kid's got a full-blown neck tattoo.
Right.
And I was just like, oh, you're a child. But and I've never actually seen. I actually low-key was like, for a second, I was like, wouldn't it be really cool if that kid ended up being Boba Fett? But then I was just like, wait a minute.
How high were you watching this episode?
I have nothing at the beginning of my high.
Yeah. Because, like, obviously it's not. We know what he looks like.
No, I know, but
and how he sounds.
No, I know, but I said, would it be really funny? Like, not funny, but would have been really cool if that kid actually stole it.
Like,
would have been.
You removed
Boba
the helmet
Fett.
And beneath he was.
Yeah, it would have been Boba Fett. And I would have been like, oh,
that would have been interesting.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been like, what's going on here? This is taking a turn for the better. But
at least it's kid. No, it's this kid, and I actually do feel bad for him. His name is Benny. Because like the whole reason he stole the ship is because he's trying to prove to his crime lord boss that he's good enough to get food. And I was kind of like, oh wow, these kids are being starved by this crime boss, and it got really depressing really fast. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't even said he was a crime boss. Like at best, he was an adult that took advantage of children.
Well, no, because they refer to him as a crime boss, or as a crime lord or something like that.
Yeah, but he can tell him anything, can't he?
True.
To keep them in line, he's going to give them any line he can just to keep.
And then he was such an ass. He was like, "You want some water?"
Yeah. There you go. And the kid then says thanks.
Because they're deprived. They want food, they want water, and literally like just to get. It was giving me very much Rey from Force Awakens.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like the stuff that she's getting from the junkyard, and he's just like half a portion, and he's just like what's a portion? Oh my god, that was a great scene.
Simon Pegg,
great actor.
Yeah, well, he's okay. He's one of our own. He's okay. He's better in space than Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, but sure.
Yeah. So the crime lord, crime boss, crime person. His name is Moko or Mako. Yeah, no, it's Moko. Okay. And they basically see the Marauder, and they're just like, just strip it for parts because it's so custom. The guy was just like, yeah, this is a pretty like custom ship. Like, I can't really just sell it like this. I kind of have to like break it down. So they start tearing apart the Marauder, and very quickly, very impressed by this, they were able to find Benny and Gonki.
Yeah. Oh,
like I was just like, well, this was faster than I expected.
Especially considering the last episode it ended so bleak, and they were like, "Oh my god, we're gonna die in 3 days. We're gonna die." And this episode, they're like, Oh, there's the ship. That's handy.
Literally. And so they find Benny, and Benny's like, okay, I'll take you to the ship, but like if I get caught, I don't know you bitches. Yeah. Like, because I'm trying to get like top earner or for the week. And once again, like I heard that and I was just like, oh my God, these poor kids. And funny enough, like there was a hint of Clone Wars, obviously hint of Clone Wars, but like hint of like clone era, I got like a little sprinkle of it. It's when Benny mentioned that whole area used to be owned by the Techno Union.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wasn't that Wat Tambor? Wasn't that the leader of the Techno Union? It was so funny because like after just hearing that and you're just like, yeah, well, when they all got forced out, and I'm like, oh yeah. So like when the Separatists like lost, they were all taken out, and
this is the remnants of what remains.
Kind of going back to, I think what it was the second episode of Bad Batch when they went back to Dooku's planet and just.
This is it though. Like they give you these tiny hints, but it's never enough to really get your teeth into. I'm like, that's the interesting part of like what's going on within the galaxy and how people are surviving after this. And instead they just take that, put it in a throwaway line, and just
ignore it.
Concentrate on a bunch of asshole children.
Literally, they're all like assholes, and So, the Bad Batch finally, like I said, so they find Benny. They find Benny because they found Gunky, or Gonky, right?
Gonky, because he's a gonk droid.
Oh yeah. I thought it was just Gonky because that's the name Gonky.
Because he's a gonk droid, and that's the sound they make, isn't it? Gonk, gonk.
Wait, did they really make that sound? Did I not pay attention?
Yeah, no, they do. All gonk droids do. Gonk, gonk. Every time you see him.
Oh my God, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rewatch the episode because I don't want to waste my time.
That's right. You can see a gonk droid in A New Hope, in the Sandcrawler. That's the first time we ever see a gonk droid, and it's going gonk, gonk. There you go. So.
I got to rewatch that. Yeah, I got to rewatch it. I got to do a Star Wars marathon again.
To be fair, I think it's about time I did a Star Wars rewatch.
It's been a hot minute. We could do that while I'm there.
We can.
We actually can. That'd be so freaking sick. Yeah, we really can. Because like I've been
massive TV as well.
Oh, true. Especially since I've been binge watching. I'm on a Game of Thrones binge watch right now.
Oh, nice.
Mainly because I just miss all the actors, and I
always now in Star Wars.
Well, it's most of them from Star Wars, but also like it's like the UK's best.
Of
like I'll see like hints. Well, I'll see like iconic like British actors from like things I've watched from like decades ago, and I'll watch it. I'm just like, I completely forgot they were in this.
Yeah.
And I'll be watching them act. I'm just like, oh, they're so freaking great.
We do it properly. That's why.
Oh, the UK, you guys, you British actors are trained very differently than American actors are, which I love. But going back to the Bad Batch, because that's how boring the episode is.
Yep, I agree with that.
Okay, so basically I'm just going to go finish the episode really quickly.
By the way, everybody that's in the comments, Nat's high. So the fact that she hasn't put up any of these comments in about 15, 20 minutes, that's why. Okay? That was like 15 minutes ago.
I want them to feel like they're being loved. It's great.
Maybe put them up when they send them then.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so the Bad Batch go with Benny.
Be the professional one out of the two of us. People are supposed to come to your channel because you're like Queen Bee of this stuff.
I did my notes. I did what the Lord intended me to do, okay?
Fine.
But yeah, moving on. Basically, the Bad Batch and Benny just they go inside, which I thought was also like, they could have gone any other, not that they couldn't have gone any other way, but I felt like, of course, they have to go through the most trickiest way to get into a building. It can never be simple for them.
No.
But
she did shortly ago.
I'm a great person.
Right, so here's what I'm going to run through the episode.
Okay,
right?
just go.
Matt's fucking gone, right? So they have to go through a big furnace thing. They managed to do that very, very easily, even though, peril. No. Then they get inside. They go to the ship, find out that the hyperdrive's been disassembled, so they need to reattach it. No problem at all, right? Then people find them. Oh dear, they have to run after them a little bit. All the meantime, for some reason, Echo's with Benny trying to do something. I think.
Oh, you mean Omega's with Benny?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said Echo.
Oh yeah, whatever. They're all the same. They're all clones, aren't they? All the same. Omega and Benny are trying to turn off the ray shields so that they can actually take off. So they go. Echo's then.
It's Shadow. I'm sorry.
Then Echo gives Omega. The little idiot girl one gives Benny some chocolate, and he's like, "That's nice," but he still dicks them over. Then the big geezer turns up, find out what they're doing. Then they actually find out that the big geezer Mako, fuck it, whatever his twat name is, has actually been dicking them over, and there's plenty of stuff that they could be selling, and he's been taking all the money. They then turn on him, and he's so dumb that just by turning around, he manages to kill himself.
Right.
And that's the end of the show. They get the ship and they fuck off. He literally turns around and falls backwards into the lava. I'm like, how has he been running this thing this whole time? Dude can't even turn around.
You know what also scene was so not necessary? I get why they had it in there, because they want people to see that he had, well, aside from that, they saw that this guy, like, he's a moocher, he keeps everything, he's a thief, he keeps everything for himself. Like when he's eating the food, I didn't need to see that scene of him eating.
No, totally.
It was a full, like, disgusting scene of this animal literally just going at it.
I think
with everything. Oh my god,
like, gross he is.
Right. It was just too long. I was like, you guys did this like a minute too long.
Yeah. So yeah, he fell off. He's dead. They got their shit back. They pissed off. Done.
Yep. And there you have it, folks. That is this episode of the Bad Week's episode.
What episode was it? 12, 11, 10.
10. We're at
12.
10. There's 16 episodes in this season. There's 6 episodes left.
But wait, what episode of Rebel Base Radio is this then?
This is episode 10.
No.
Yeah, because we've already had 2 weeks of double episodes.
So now we've caught up. So our episodes are actually matching their episodes now.
It's either that or I don't know how to count.
There's a good possibility that part is more true. Very good chance. Very good chance that you're an idiot. Yeah, it is, because the last episode was 7. This should be 8. This is what I'm working with, people. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know how to read my Roman numerals again, apparently. I wish. If I could be. I mean, Jim was with me when I was high as a kite at Galaxy's Edge.
That was fun.
It was a great time. I recommend anybody. I mean, if you're sober, obviously don't. Do it carefully and make sure you're safe with it. Get high and go to Disneyland, Disney World.
Just for the record, I was not high.
He was not.
No, it's not my thing. But her high, that's a different story. That's hilarious.
I know. I finally have a not finally. I've known this guy for years. My friend that hopefully will take care of Shadow while I'm gone. He's a pilot, and not a pilot. He's an flight attendant on Delta. So like he told me what pens I can bring over.
You're just shouting him out on live internet right now. Maybe don't.
Oh my God.
So anyway, that was this week's episode of the Bad Batch.
Crap.
It was awful.
It was crap.
It was better than the last episode.
I agree.
Only because the ship was in.
Well, what did Simon rate it last week?
3.
A 3. So I'm giving this like a 4.
That's exactly what I said, and I think that's what he said from when I watched his
video.
Yeah. So next week, I'm done with the battle. You know what? I'm done with it. I can't talk about it anymore. It's got no redeeming features at this point.
Yeah, it's no redeeming features. Next week's episode, it'll be Mandalorian season 1.
Season 3, episode 1. Fuck me.
Sorry.
It's a good job we're with me next week, isn't it?
Oh my God, yeah, it's on your channel next week.
Yeah, so you get to cuss and do everything you want next week on my channel.
Well, hopefully I won't, because Mando is completely different. Like Bad Batch, it's
Mando we're going to take seriously.
Mando is a serious thing. I'm coming, even on your channel, I'm bringing notes.
Because I won't. I like to play things by ear. It's how I do all of my YouTube videos, right? I know there's a bunch of professional YouTubers out there, and not even professional ones with small channels that like write scripts and stuff. And I'm like, never once have I written a script.
I primarily do it. I
bullet points on something only because I knew I needed to mention like 3 things. Other than that, I turn on the camera and I just say whatever's in my brain. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I only do it because I feel like I don't know everything in Star Wars, although I do say that I'm a big Star Wars fan, which I am. Like I love Star Wars with all my life. But with saying that, I am also that fan that doesn't know everything. So like when it comes to like ship names, when it comes to classes of ships, when it comes to characters' names, when it comes to like planets, like I don't catch that to like understand that. And I feel like it hinders me sometimes as a Star Wars fan, because like when I can't say somebody's name or I'll forget it, I'm just like, I now look like an idiot. And I don't.
I think that's an interesting point you raise there, actually, because not everybody knows everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I like to think I know a lot. I still don't know everything. There's still things that I get wrong. I don't care, because at the end of the day, we're only human and we're only as good as our brain is, and we can't remember absolutely every tiny fucking detail and every single YT model freighter that they made. You know what I mean? Like, right. Who the fuck remembers that? Like, if you do, good on you, but I guarantee that you won't know X, Y, Z. Like, you can't remember everything. So if you fuck up a name, you can't remember shit, don't worry about it. Yeah. It's I'll be honest, it's probably more difficult being a female Star Wars fan, because there's way too many people that are out there ready to go, see, you're not a real Star Wars, which is horse shit.
It's basically what I had to fight with my entire, like, especially growing up during the prequel era. I was like having to defend me being a prequel fan. And it's funny.
You should still defend yourself being a prequel fan. Come on.
Fuck off. No, I think what I posted on my Instagram story once, saying like, oh, I got shit about this like for most of my life. I think it has something to do with Phantom Menace. No, it was with Hayden Christensen. I think someone had posted something about Hayden saying like it's funny to see everyone being all Hayden again when they hated him back in the day. And I'm just like, yeah, just, you know, there were so many people that like hated, like we're shitting on Hayden, but what's crazy is his true fans, like the ones that were like really, like I loved Hayden growing up. I thought I was a big fan of Hayden Christensen as Anakin, as Darth Vader. I thought he was amazing. But of course, once again, I was so young. Mm-hmm. Like when Revenge of the Sith came out, here I am dropping my age. I was in the 5th grade, which I was basically like, had to have been like, not even 10 years old yet.
What year was that?
2005. So I was 11. I was 11 years old.
In 2005?
Yeah. Born 94.
The year before my son was born.
So then is your son and I the same age?
No, because you were in 5th grade in that. Fuck me, mate. Maths, not your strong suit.
No, not that. I didn't hear that you were. I heard something else. I thought you said your son was born the same year as I was.
No. So he was born in 2006. So he was born a year after Revenge.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was. When? 2005?
2005 is when Revenge of the Sith came out.
20 something? 25? 20 what? 27 apparently.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was basically an 11-year-old that no one was gonna listen to.
That's good. So here's the thing about that is that's the point. Like, let's not beat around the bush. Like, as much as we all love the lore and we really get into it, these are kids' movies. They always have been. That's what they were destined to be from the beginning, right? So those films were made for you. They weren't made for us older fans.
That's what why am I blanking on his name? The voice actor for Kanan.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr. That's what he said on that podcast. He was saying like Star Wars is made for kids. It's just made for a different generation of kids. Like
exactly. So
the original trilogy was made for the kids in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and then the kids in the prequel era, those were made for the prequels, and the sequels are being made for the kids now. Exactly. A little bit more violent, I should say, for kids.
That's how the world is. I've seen it change so much. But that's the point, isn't it? And so if they connected with you on that level, that's what they did, exactly what they were supposed to do. And I think, you know, there are some people out there that can't get around that. And sure, while the prequels are still not my favorite, I can still watch 2 of them and enjoy them. Can't watch Attack of the Clones, it's dog shit. But I can watch Phantom Menace and I can watch Revenge of the Sith and appreciate them for the story that they tell. And sure, I still find parts of it clunky, but it is clunky. Like, it's a kid's movie. Like, Land Before Time isn't a fucking classical masterpiece. Well, the first one might be. Subsequent sequels, not so much. But that's the point, isn't it? It wasn't made for me at 27 years of age. It was made for kids. And so, you know, so like, that's how it should have been. Like, it's fantastic that you guys resonated with that. And that became your Star Wars, and that's the beauty of it. And then likewise, we're going on, and the kids growing up with the sequels now, that will be theirs, and they will defend it in 20 years' time as well. And I know people are like, no, they won't, but they will. They will, because that's the things they grew up with. That's what they resonated with. Rey is a huge character for a lot of, not just young girls, young boys as well, seeing this character that's totally different than what we've had in the past.
Yep.
And they're going to resonate with that, and that's going to be their thing going forward. And I think that's the beauty of it. And then there's things like that bring all of us together, like things like Mando and things like that. And there are things that generate like the Star Wars feeling within all of us, and that's great. But there's still elements of it, because I don't think Mando's really like designed towards children. It's
I don't think at all.
More than mature elements, but that's why you have.
It's definitely like, teenage. It's definitely teenage adult, like young adult.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why you have things like the Bad Batch, you know, to appease. Like there are going to be kids out there. There are people out there that absolutely love it, and I'm like, more power to you.
What was that show? Right, it was something the Resistance.
It was Resistance.
That was the name of the animated TV show. Yeah, that one's just for kids.
Yeah, and you could tell it's rubbish. It is rubbish. And then, but then also they're now like starting to go even younger than that with like
the new animated
young Jedi Adventures.
Young Jedi Adventures.
Like that looks super cute, but also looks super cute. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna check it out. Yeah. Right. But like, so if you can hit all those demographics, like you're printing money at this point, and and it's in Disney, like they need more money.
Apparently, they need more money. They said that they lost so much money on streaming services. I'm just like, stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's definitely fun times.
But so basically that's it. That's the episode this week. There's not much.
We barely spoke about it.
We did it really fast.
I did it really fast. You were dragging ass.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hello.
What is super? Like I said, guys, super professional. This is what I have to do.
But yeah, I mean, next week we'll be back on Jim's channel for the first season, for the first episode of Mandalorian.
Season 3 of Mandalorian. Yep.
You're gonna wait to watch it, or you're gonna watch it like when it immediately comes out?
I'm gonna have to watch it as soon as it comes out.
Because now I'm debating, because I mean, obviously for Bad Batch, like I didn't want to avoid spoilers, but I know everyone, their effing
There's no way you're avoiding spoilers for Mando.
Okay, so I'm watching it Wednesday. Got it.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it Wednesday, and there's a very good chance that I'll watch it Saturday again, because it's Mando.
I'll have to watch it twice, just because I see for Mandalorian, there's just so many details that I have to write down, because I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's it for this week's episode of Rebel Base Radio. Thank you for those that joined. Obviously.
This has been a special one, guys.
I feel
Remember
like
every episode 10 is supposed to be
episode 8. I'm sorry. I'll change the name of it. I promise. I really thought the next episode was 10. I don't know why.
I mean, it's like anyway.
I'm high as a kite. It's all great. We'll see you guys next week on Jim's channel. May the force be with you all, and have a great week, and enjoy the hell out of Mandalorian.
Absolutely.
Enjoy it. Like, that's, screw the Bad Batch. Shit was shit show anyway. But yeah, peace out, y'all.